Colleen, good morning.
As there still are a couple of guests left, as Chadappa said, the general evaluator role is to evaluate all those roles that weren't formally evaluated throughout the meeting. And the evaluation is really important because that's how we learn, and I think we saw that with Philip, that sort of moment of, oh my God, 13, and having that realisation, and I had it myself when Mila said I stand on one foot, and I know someone has said that to me before, and I'm never aware of it. And this is a safe environment, so we all know each other, the evaluations are to help us, so it's very friendly, you can fail here. So we're all safe to do that amongst friends, as it were. So at the start of the meeting, Peter opened as the Sergeant of Arms. Started the meeting on time, which is very important. That's fantastic that we got that down. One of the roles the Sergeant of Arms performs as well is the setup. And Chadappa did try and fix this. And I'm realising standing here, it's quite distracting as a speaker. But I found it distracting too as an audience member. So I don't know if you are unable to address. You don't know how to do it?
From previous meeting.
Yeah. So if we were able to turn it off, that is one of the elements that we would have taken into account. Another element is the setup of the room, and unfortunately, and it was referred to before, we usually have the U shape. And unfortunately, we were stuck with this today, so that's more unfortunate. But apart from that, beautiful starting the meeting, getting everyone organised. It's very nice to have it, so it's really good to have that done. Chadappa performed the chairman role today. I always love the way Chadappa looks. I mean, just take a look at him, the suit, the tie, it's just absolutely
I deserve that.
impeccable presentation. And that's important, isn't it? One of the aspects of Toastmasters is the leadership role. We have a manual for speaking and we have a manual for leadership. And leadership, part of leadership is how you look. That is just a fact of it. We go to work, we wear a suit, we have our hair cut, we shave our face, we cut our nails. There's all those different elements to it. We don't just rock up in any old thing. And every meeting I think I've been to, Chadappa always looks absolutely impeccable. I think the only distracting thing today was you had that lime green clipboard at one point. You were holding that. I think I'm like, you can get rid of that. Definitely. I'm not sure if today is your last meeting.
No.
You continue.
No, yeah.
You continue for a while. Excellent. I'm going to
My last day in my role at work is
at
tomorrow.
work, yes. Because I remember you saying if you didn't get a position close by that you might not return. So on that note, as I'm winding up for your period of time with financial services, you do deserve Chadappa. You deserve your brilliant career. You deserve a promotion, a pay rise. You deserve that panel that's just absolute angels that smile at you so sweetly like Toastmasters would. You deserve it, mate. Absolutely. The grammarian role was filled by Mark Kano. Mike too has this very professional, impeccable persona. Very confident, very inspiring person. Wonderful explanation of what the role was because we had so many guests today, so that was great to have all that put forward. The only thing with Mike, and again it goes back to the setup of the room, it is so much easier when we have that U shape. You know the first person to do the round robin or the, introducing yourself is that first person on the left or the right. And perhaps you could have explained, okay, I'll pass to Peter first and we'll move across the room, give some sort of indication to people whether to come out to the front or not to come out to the front, just so people have an idea of what's going on and they feel confident doing it. Again, possibly with so many guests to give them the option whether to take it up or not, how they feel about that. But that's possibly up to you as a grammarian to make that call as well. I love the feedback that you gave as well. That was fantastic. So, yeah, beautiful grammarian role. David Dennis as the Toastmaster again came up and explained everything to everyone. Again, a very confident, experienced speaker. this is going to be a bit of a theme with me. I noticed with David that the lectern's a bit of a prop. Doing evaluations, it's a bit like impromptu speaking. You scramble madly taking notes, and then you've got to try and discreetly look at them and come back to people. So the lectern you can tend to use the lectern as a bit of a barrier. I can lean on it and just read from my notes. But what I'm attempting to do is just refer to my notes and come back to people. David sort of not only leant on the lectern but crossed his arms as well. And I guess that's what we try not to do. We try and be open to the audience so that we don't have that barrier between ourselves. And I found personally that's what's increased my confidence speaking, is that I've removed that kind of, get back kind of thing. I've opened myself, and that's what's made me feel much more confident. I love too that David encouraged everyone to join Toastmasters. So I'd join him in that as well. All the guests, please do consider joining Toastmasters. It is this constantly getting up and speaking that you finally get to the point where it's not intimidating. And as I referred to before, you're amongst friends. This is a safe place to fail. You can absolutely turn into a drooling mess, and it's not going to matter. The evaluation, Peter Noden, evaluated Leonie's speech. It is so beautiful to see how far Peter has come. Much more confident. Great analysis of the speech. The point of improvement Peter made was about having a firmer introduction and conclusion. I'd like to see Peter get up a bit more so that Peter tends to refer to his notes, and I think it's a bit of a safe place here. I'd like to see Peter make that break away from the lectern and try and have that impromptu sense of speaking so that he can coordinate all the stuff in his head and just come out and say it. But you've come great strides, Peter. Really fantastic work today. It was really great to see it. Table topics. My good friend Mark, and it's true, we do. Mark and I dig each other. Terribly shocking thing to do. He had a great explanation of the table topics again. Very good at leading the applause. I like too that at that moment when we realised we had extra time in the meeting, Mark had just come up with extra table topics, not a problem at all. Fantastic to see that. I like too that Mark encourages the guests to do it. I tend to be a bit more protected and say, oh, you know, only if you want to, but Mark says, come on, get out here, you know, it's easy to do. And I think that's valuable as well, to see that just get up and do it. That's the easiest thing, and that's what works for us. Oh, the one point of improvement for Mark is, and I guess he was doing this because we had guests, he was asking, would you like to do it, and then giving the table topic. And what we tend to do as Toastmasters is to say the topic and then look around the room and everyone's thinking, oh my God, he's going to pick me. So it's to create that sense of anticipation. But that's just a Toastmaster thing, so it's a very minor quibble. Rajesh, evaluating, I've written notes. This is the bad part about doing these impromptu evaluations. Oh, I really liked that Rajesh evaluated Peter. Peter had gone, and you might think, oh, well, why bother? You know, he's not here to hear it, he's not going to get that feedback. But as I was saying before, the evaluations are important, and when we evaluate, we try not to look, if I'm evaluating you, I don't look just at you. I speak to the entire room, because all of us, it's for all of us to learn something from it. So the point of improvement that Rajesh is giving to Peter is valuable to all of us. So well done, that's great. It's really good to see that was how he did it. Again, I think Rajesh was using the lectern as a bit of a prop. So I guess maybe for people, when you are aware that that is what you're doing, is to just sort of try and make that break. You can always come back and look at your notes, but just try and create that distance. And when I often find when people speak impromptu, that's when they speak the most confidently. that's when they're the most eloquent. It's when we start to look at notes and we're trying to remember what we were writing and all that kind of stuff that we come unstuck to a certain extent. Mila did the evaluations for the table topics as well, and Mila's got a great use of the lectern. I don't know whether you saw, but she stands well away from the lectern. She only comes when she needs to reference her notes, and that is because Mila has done Toastmasters for so long, and she always puts her hand up and does the evaluations. So she's used to it. She's got it together to have her thoughts together and to have her introduction, her body, her conclusion, and she can come out with it. And it is just that repetition. It's taking the opportunity again and again to do that. The timer. The one thing I'll say about the timer, I haven't seen you for a while, I haven't been as well, so I don't know, demonstrated absolutely the ethic of a Toastmaster. There's a role vacant, and it can be any role at all. I felt, yep, I'll do it. Absolutely, I'll get up here. And that again is the ethic of a Toastmaster. I had the other day at work, it was, will you get up and do a short presentation? And people were falling away going, oh, I'm not doing that. And it's like, yep, I'll do it. And that's what Toastmasters give you to do as well. You can just think, most people are dying, and you just hand up, yes, I'll do it. And now I'll hand back to Chad after I've gone over and over. Keep an eye on that thing. So thank you very much.